Ready as I'll ever be. Ain't that the fucking truth?
Today, it's like straight out of work, straight here. Like I'm ready.
The kids,
do whatever.
So funny story, I go to Wendy's to get the boys food because we have baseball tonight after we're done podcasting. Because again, our schedules are both so fucking busy. We can't record with any type of normalcy. So recording on Tuesday for release on a Wednesday. I know what I'm doing at fucking 11 o'clock at night tonight. But anyway,
Tigers might be on.
Nah, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I'm in Wendy's. So I go, we order our food and they're strangely super busy. And Wendy's usually isn't real busy. Right. So I'm like, whatever. So we're waiting for our food. I told the young lady at the counter, her name was Alyssa, very nice, but I told her to go 3 times. This bitch lays out the fucking tray, puts the food on there. Jace's like, we asked for it to go. And I'm like, I don't care. So we walked right out with the fucking tray, went right out to my car. It's currently sitting in the break room right now. I'm like, Jace's like, are we going to take it back? I'm like, fuck no. That's my tray now.
Yes, I told you 3 times and you still gave it to me. You must have needed to give it to me.
So I took it. Yeah. Thank you for the gift, Wendy's.
That's going to be hilarious. You should totally serve food on it at home.
I'll just cut my ribeyes on it.
Yes.
I'm going to sanitize the fuck out of it first, though.
Super, yes. Lay something down over it.
Holy fuck.
You absolutely need to. And then...
Welcome back to Incredibly Uncensored. We're going to speed run this evening's episode.
Yes.
Because again, our schedules are so fucked that we have not had a chance to, one, do any preparation for this episode. So we'll probably just rant and rave. Oh, I'll rant and rave. You'll empathize and tell me, hey, calm down, man.
It's going to be okay. Yeah,
it's fine.
It's going to be fine, buddy.
I respect it. Was that a pat on the back?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, buddy.
It was a pat on the back.
It's okay. And, we're just going to kind of do the things because whatever.
Yeah.
We appreciate the consistency. The 1 week that we missed, I got multiple messages like, hey bro, what's up?
So did I, yeah.
And I'm like, we're good. Everything's good. Just needed a week. Needed a fucking week. Didn't even have time to edit like a best of episode. And Lord knows we don't have any best of moments, but I could have cobbled something together.
That would be cool. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, good idea for you to tell me to do that because that's all on me, motherfucker.
I need to start thinking of that stuff.
Yeah, fuck you. Last thing I need is more fucking work. Maybe one day when we can hire a legitimate producer.
Yeah.
Then we'll tell the producer, hey, make us a best of reel. Here's 7 years of fucking content.
Wonder what their name's going to be. Joe's got Jamie, like, what do we...
I don't know. And frankly, it could be a fucking AI as far as I'm concerned. I just don't have the time to do it myself.
A Tesla robot.
A Tesla robot.
Oh, yeah. When we're big time, we're going to get a Tesla robot to be our producer.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to name it.
I wouldn't hate that at all, actually.
That'd be fucking that would
sweet.
Be so cool.
That would be fucking badass.
We'll name it X.
We will name it X. So how's your week been? Good?
Yeah.
So tell me what you had going on at the house this weekend, because it looked like you were doing all of the things.
Yeah. So my daughter's best friend's dad owns a tree service. Mm-hmm. They live down the road from us. They're super local. So I wasn't going to get bids. I just wanted him to do it.
Sure,
so we just called him and he's like, yeah, he's also a dad of twins.
Yeah. Jesus, what's with that?
Dude, I know.
Fucking twins everywhere.
He has boy-girl twins that are 16 and they're both in all the sports. So he's a business owner and a dad who coaches baseball and all the things. So he's super busy too, right?
I can absolutely empathize.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he worked us in, came over, told us the price, was like, I can just let me know when you're ready and I can get you in within the week. So we give him a call. He's super busy.
Yeah.
But he's like, he knows as well as I do that tree is flowering and about to flower. And the biggest problem was all that shit was getting to my pool. And that's why we wanted to get it down.
Sure.
So he calls like late Friday night and he's like, hey, I got an opening tomorrow. I can come over there like late mornings. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
So he brings the old boom truck over, big giant 50 foot boom.
Okay.
On this truck.
Yeah.
Backs it all the way in. They were super good. He had the wheel skids and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Put them on there, backed it right up, didn't leave any marks or anything in there.
That's awesome.
Only had to move the truck twice, put it in one spot because there was 2 trees. There was one here and one here. I actually only called them but the other one was actually a box elder tree.
Okay.
And kind of was starting to look like shit anyway. It needed to be trimmed and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, it's kind of a trash tree. He's like, I would rather not get all my equipment in here twice in a year if you plan on taking it down anyway.
Sure.
He's like, let's just do it right now. So we end up getting two. I don't want to say like huge because they're not huge, but they're pretty sizable trees.
Well, and you don't realize it. Trees
Yeah.
stand vertical. You lay those motherfuckers on the ground.
It's a
and
lot
it's
of
like,
tree, dude.
That's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of trees. So like I opted, I've done trees hundreds of times, like
Same.
throughout my life. You know what I
Same.
mean? So it's not a big deal at all. I was just like, just drop it, leave it. I'm like, I don't mind doing this shit anyway. I'm like,
Right.
I'll throw a bonfire and I'll just start chopping it up, burning it. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Well, he gets it all down. It's a lot, but then like once they leave and you really grab your saw and you start looking at it, it's like, holy shit, where do I even start? You know?
We now have a summer project. This isn't a weekend project. This is a summer project.
And
But I tell you what, these campfires are gonna be fucking bangers.
Booming.
Yeah.
Well, initially I was like, yeah, we should be able to have probably all of it cleaned up by Sunday night. Boy, was I wrong. Boy. So like we worked all day Saturday, and got quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was like me and Kelly and the twins. Paige was gone somewhere. And then the next day was me, Kelly, and Taylor because Michael was gone somewhere.
Okay.
But then Michael and I worked on it a little bit yesterday together. And I would say I'm about 2/3 done with one tree.
Yeah. All right.
Of the biggest tree. The other one is not quite nearly as much brush. The box elder had like 3 giant trunks coming off of it, so you had all of the brush included with it. Where this one was more, it's bigger around, but it was straight. It was just one tree, like just straight up.
Yep.
And so the wood on that one is actually cherry. So it's like this red wood. Yeah. So like I'm gonna use some of it to smoke with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the base of the tree. I don't know actually how big around it is, but shit, dude, it's at least 24 inches, maybe a little bit bigger.
Nice.
And I'm gonna take these cut like 5-inch discs out of it and dry them all out and try to keep that bark and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna epoxy them and I'm gonna use them for landscaping around the pool.
Oh, that'd be fucking sweet.
It's gonna be so cool, dude.
That'd
with
be
like
really
the natural
cool.
stone and all that stuff. It's gonna look super cool. That was actually Kelly's idea. I'm like,
that's a great idea.
I'm like, because it's like it's almost too good to just cut up and burn. Like when you look at it, it's like, God, like I can do something. I've never done it before, but I should, and I could do something with that. You know,
no, that's that's a badass idea.
So I think it's gonna be cool, and I'd like to like take a big chunk. I don't know, maybe make a fucking bench or something. It's like something easy. You know what I mean? Just make something out of it.
Have a little fun with it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'll go home tonight and hopefully finish up a majority of that first tree. I don't know if I'll get all of it done tonight because I only got a couple hours, but hopefully I get that all up. And then this weekend is going to be splitting all of the wood.
I might come over and give you a hand.
I moved. Yeah, you should.
I'll bring the boys over. We can put them to work, or at least keep them out of our hair, and they can go do shed, and we can sit around and hit the vape pen and fucking split wood like fucking maniacs.
Absolutely, dude.
Because I don't have anything going on this weekend.
No. Hell yeah, come on over. We'll make some food. Cut up some of that cherry and smoke some pork loin or something.
Oh, now you're singing my song, baby. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. So what about you? How's your week?
Well, I had the flip-flop 5K.
Yeah, how did it turn out?
So I fucking
like
ran it.
Success.
I fucking ran it.
You ran it?
In my flip-flops.
No shit.
Here's the part that'll blow you away. So I came away from this with a lot of assumptions about myself. No, let me back that up. I went into this with a lot of assumptions about myself.
That makes more sense.
I came back feeling like, wow, not bad, motherfucker. My split time for the 5K was 11-minute miles.
Wow.
In flip-flops.
Imagine what you could do in closed-toe shoes, my friend.
Probably worse because I'm not used to it. I'd be walking around like a dog that has like those mitten boots on in the wintertime. Be like, I don't know what to do with my feet.
High stepping everywhere and your legs are on fire.
Just shaking my fucking feet everywhere. Like, I hate this. But I ended up doing 11 minutes.
That's awesome.
I was like, my first thought, cross the finish line, after I realized I wasn't having a heart attack and I calmed down a little bit, I'm like, I can survive a fucking zombie apocalypse.
At least for a 5K.
At least for a 5K.
Yeah.
Yep. If we have the fast zombies, like in some of the ones, it's probably going to be a little touchy. But I mean, if we got the slow zombies, I'm feeling pretty fucking confident right now.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not bad. Not bad.
That's awesome.
So I was I was debating. It was like right up till race time. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I am going to run it. Why not?
Yeah, why
This
not?
is my fucking race. Everybody else was in shoes. I'm like, I'm going to fucking toe the line here. The flip-flop 5K, I'm fucking doing it in flip-flops.
Little play on words there. I'm going to toe the line.
I'm going to toe the line. And so I was the second adult male to finish. I finished in the top 10.
No shit.
Now, granted,
Hell
a lot
yeah.
of like people that actually run, there were other races they were at, you know, our little piddly,
Sure.
largely unserious fucking flip-flop 5K.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have anybody that's going to be running ultra marathons anytime soon. But we had them out. It was fucking amazing. We had so much fun. And I tell you what, people that run for fun are fucking psychotic.
I think so too.
And I respect it. Everybody's got their thing. But I really, outside of the fact that my legs are still on fire and I don't feel 100% right, but I'm thinking back, like it's probably been 20 years since I've legitimately pushed myself to run any amount of distance.
Yeah.
The very first year of the flip-flop 5K, I walked it, but I wasn't in as good a shape as I am now. I was still a little overweight, you know, didn't do any training.
Pre-carnivore?
Yeah, pre-carnivore. So I was kind of like, you know, I went out there and I think I still did 45 minutes walking it.
I thought you were going to say 45-minute mile.
45-minute mile.
I'm like, how slow were you walking?
I wouldn't be able to do that because that would be painful. I'm already a fast walker.
Like, Jesus.
But we ended up, you know, I wanted to do it this year. I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And so I'm like, that was really fucking great. It's like the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
You know, just getting all that fresh air in your lungs, even though it sucked and I did not enjoy it. There was something that was very satisfying about doing it at 43 years old. I'm like, I can fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it also proved to me that I've strengthened my mind because so many people are just so easy to give up.
Yeah.
There are plenty of moments there where it's like, oh my God, I need to walk. And I'm like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, one of our ambassadors for the chamber was ahead of me. Mm-hmm. So I was keeping pace with her. She kind of pulled away at the end, which I respect. Yeah. But it was like, you know, I wanted to keep pace with her. She was just keeping a nice, consistent pace, you know, back and forth, doing the things. And I was like, I can fucking do this. I'm not stopping. Mm-hmm. And so I really like that because I talk to the boys, the girls, both when they're playing all these sports. Yeah. You got to be tough up here. You got to fight through the pain. You got to do the things. And so that I'm nervously like, can I actually do what I say?
Right.
You know,
right.
Like, oh my God. Well, the other thing was Aiden ran it.
Ran the whole thing?
Yeah, because Jace had a lacrosse tournament that day, so he was up in Midland. Mm-hmm. So Jace was there, or Aiden was there, and he was like, I don't want to run it. I don't want to run it. And then same thing, like 5 minutes before the race, he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, hell yeah. He finished, he did like, his split time was like a 10-minute mile. He was ahead of me the whole time. He took off, and I'm like, God damn.
Hell yeah.
Here's the kicker. That fucker ran it in Crocs. So he's just as dumb as his old man. Just as dumb as his old man fucking running in Crocs, but he did it. Yeah. He's like, I'm wearing shoes next year. I'm like, yeah, that's probably smart. You'd probably be sub 10-minute mile if you would have worn fucking shoes.
That's amazing.
But I'm like, good for you. But it was like I was proud of myself, not because of any time or anything else, but because I was strong enough here to force my body to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable and it's easy. You're an adult. Nobody's behind me whipping me with a whip saying, run, motherfucker.
Right.
But I pushed myself. I was strong enough mentally to get it done. I'm like, I feel pretty fucking good about that.
Yeah, they say it's you versus you.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at it just like and if you look at it just like, because it really is, dude. It's the battle of two. You can keep going or you can quit.
Yep.
You know, and both of those are gonna suck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In different ways. Which is, it's weird to think that, but it's like,
and I don't want to sit here being like, yeah, I fucking walked that thing. Fuck that run and shit. You know?
Yeah, right.
I will take some pride. And I'm not going to go over here and make a fucking big deal about the fact that I ran a 5K. Plenty of people go out and exercise and do all the things. But for me,
these are personal achievements, though.
That's exactly it. This is a personal victory that I'm going to wear with pride. I'm going to take pride in that. And I'm going to try to get even better next year.
And now you have something to build on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what it takes right there. And pretty much anything. Like, you just have to start it, do it, know that you can do it.
Yep.
And now you just start building.
Yeah.
You know?
It was invigorating.
So do you think that there's any chance that you would run on a semi-regular basis just for like exercise and cardio or no?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really did enjoy it.
Right.
I had
That's
I
what I
had my
mean.
headphones in. I started off with some Slipknot, went to some Marilyn Manson, Power Man 5000,
Dude,
went to some Rage Against the Machine.
that's a killer running
Yeah.
playlist.
So I mean, I was fucking just bebopping along, trying to focus on my breathing because
Oh, you
again,
were bebopping. You were
yeah, it was loud.
Oh yeah.
It was real loud.
Oh yeah.
But I was like,
It's great.
it wasn't me versus anybody else. It was me versus me.
That's
Just
it.
like you said.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can fucking do this, man. Don't
Yeah.
give up. You know, I got to the turn. I'm like, that really wasn't that bad. You know, in a 5K is only 3.1 miles.
But dude, not fucking running for 20 years, like that's a pretty substantial amount.
I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah. Like,
I'm like,
fuck.
I'm all right with this. This is great. This is great. And I mean, I had grand plans of potentially doing some like pre 5K training.
Yeah.
But springtime in my business is so fucking busy. The kids are in all the sports. So I was like, I just didn't have any time. But with anything in life, you got to make time. And so if I can go out and I can legitimately run a couple of miles in 30 to 35, 40 minutes, if I'm running a little behind, that's like 2 episodes of The Office, right?
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of Office episodes just in the background when I could be out doing something that's better for my health. Now, will I be an everyday runner? Probably not. But, you know, a couple times a week.
Yep.
Or, you know, we try to get on some type of cadence going to the hogbacks.
Yeah.
You know, go out and hike a few miles. That's great as well.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's up here. Now that it's firmly entrenched in my mind, I'll make time for us to find that couple of hours to go out and get it done.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because that's kind of what's happened with me with going to the gym and stuff. I never put myself on like a strict, like, I'm going to go 5-6 days a week. I go when I know that I'll have time. You know what I mean? If I get out of work on time, if we're not doing this, and I know Tay's always down to go.
Listen, motherfucker, like, hey, don't you use the podcast as a crutch. Get your ass to the gym.
So, well, listen, I'll just break it down for you. So, like, we come do this. If I get out of here at say 7:00, I got to go home. I still haven't ate dinner. It's a 30-minute drive out there and a 30-minute drive back. So it's already an hour. So you have to kind of plan your day out a little bit for it.
Oh, I get it.
But if I can go 3 days a week, no matter what days those are, I feel pretty good about it.
That's an absolute win.
And the same fucking thing. Like, I went there and I just started out like cardio, some machines, because I hadn't worked out, dude, in 15, 17 years. You know what I mean? Like, actually, like, done a workout.
Right.
So I just started off real small, and then as I kind of got in there, I'd like seen the free weight machine. I used to work out a lot in high school. So I was like, I'm going to hop on that thing and just see if I can do a little bench workout.
Yeah.
So I hopped on it, you know, and just kind of like threw a little bit of weight on, recorded it on my phone. And I did an entire full workout, like lowers, uppers, and singles, on the one day, and I felt so fucking good. Like I was like, man, like my arms felt good, like I felt good, like my head felt good, and that's really like kind of like you said with the running. That's what got me started. I was like, I have to pick a day to go to the gym. I don't care what day it is, but I have to go like a couple days a week because I enjoyed that feeling. I liked how I felt. I slept better.
Yeah.
Ate some food. You know what I mean? Like everything was just a little bit better when you get that stress out of there. And sometimes you don't even know what it is. It's just like day stress.
It just builds up.
Yeah.
And that's just part of being an adult.
It is. Yeah. You know, for sure.
So to have that type of release is fucking amazing.
Yeah. It felt so good. So I'm with you. If you're into that, I can get into it. Taylor loves running. She loves track so much, she's actually going to do cross country.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I told Aiden. I'm like, Aiden, I know you don't like running. You're just like your dad. Nobody enjoys running. If they say they enjoy running, they are fighting their own demons, and that's on them. Okay. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you had a pretty good time there. I said, even if you don't want to do it competitively, if you go out for track and field and you just go out there and do your best, but learn like proper stride technique, proper breathing technique. I said, all of that is going to help you in every single sport that you play.
Yeah.
Basketball, lacrosse, soccer, fucking all of it. Yep. Because you're running all the time, but you've never been like properly trained on how to like get a sprinting start and how to do these different things.
Yeah.
It's the mechanics, right?
For sure.
Learn these mechanics and it's going to benefit you across all the other sports.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
And it actually, like, I could kind of see the light bulb come on a little bit. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to force you to do anything. I'm not asking you to be any busier. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I fucking get it, bro.
Yeah,
I
you can
get
do it. You can do it like at home though.
Right.
You know.
We could do all that shit. So I'm actually thinking about doing like a personal challenge for myself
Mm-hmm.
in June of
Mm-hmm.
doing like a 5K a day where I do 30 days, 5K every day.
Damn.
Reason being, I want to challenge myself because now I've done the 5K, and it won't be running every day. It might be going out to the hogbacks. It might
Right.
just be walking around my neighborhood. Maybe one day I'll do a bike ride. It could be any number of things, but if I can put myself in the position as the weather gets nicer,
Right.
I know that I'll enjoy it because
Absolutely.
I love being outside. I love exercising. And if I do something where I'm holding myself accountable, like on social media, then I'm going to fucking do it because I don't need one of your dumbasses coming on there and be like, hey, motherfucker, where's your fucking stats for the day?
Where's the video?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think it would be a lot of fun to do something like that. I'm trying to work out the mechanics of how I would structure it, but I think it would be a blast to be able to do something like that.
That'd be super cool. I bet you get some people that would join you on days.
Yeah.
You're doing it for 30 days or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just, I want to do it for myself. One of the main tenets, because I really gravitate towards the Greek philosophy of stoicism.
Yeah.
And like Marcus Aurelius and everything.
For sure.
They talk a lot about being a man and what that means. And they talk about like physical fitness and things like that. The Greek gods, and they talk about how they had all the chiseled bodies and shit, and you see all the shit. Well, one of the tenets of stoicism is, you owe it to the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself. Not just mentally,
right,
but physically as well. And that really resonates.
Yeah.
Really resonates. You look at all the maladies that people suffer from and all the crazy shit that goes on. It's like, you know what? I need to actually take care of my body because without my body, I'm fucking useless.
Yeah, nothing.
And I'm not trying to pass judgment on other people or their fitness levels, but it's like for me personally, I want to be in good shape.
Yeah.
It's not, like, oh, look at me and I'm taking fucking shirts off selfies in the fucking mirror. It's me just wanting to be the best version of myself.
Yeah, and just be healthy. Well, a guy that I work with, an older guy, is retiring. He's in fantastic shape, but he's like, if something happens, he's like, we're getting older, and he's like, if something happens to my wife at home, I need to know that I can get her to safety.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That I can physically like pick her up and get her somewhere, you know? And he's like, if I can't, he's like, then what fucking good am I?
Right.
And I was like, fuck, I never even thought about that, like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's same as you're saying there.
Right.
Stoicism is it's such a like plain philosophy. It seems like a very common sense philosophy, but it's like, you're right, it does resonate. It's like, man, that just seems so regular.
And one of those main tenets and things that have helped me through my journey, whether it's been sobriety, whether it's trying to be a better husband, a better father, whatever it is, just to be a better man, right? In all facets. But it's like, you can't concern yourself with things you have no control over.
Right.
And once that really set in my mind to like, hey, stop worrying about shit you have no fucking control over. And I know this is a pot calling the kettle black here because I rant and rave about a lot of shit that doesn't fucking truly matter. But that's for the sake of the podcast, for you guys, our tens of listeners. But it's like, realistically, in daily life, things that matter, I'm going to concern myself with. Things that I have no control over, I just have to let it go. Yeah. I got to move on with my life because there's other things that I can focus on with my energies, my efforts, my talents, my whatevers that are more important.
Yeah. And the way that I look at it, very similar. I try to just box everything off and put a blanket over it, but it's basically intentional choices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like been my mantra the last little bit, is like, you have a choice, but there's a reaction for that choice. There's a consequence for that choice. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it all depends on that choice, whether you choose to look at social media for an hour, you know, instead of going for a run, maybe, or whatever.
Right.
It all ends up being a choice, and the consequence to that was that you were lazy for that hour, and now maybe you stared at your phone, and now you're wide awake and you can't fall asleep.
Right.
Maybe you did go for a run and now you ate some dinner and you came home and your tomorrow's going to be better.
Right.
And it's like the long-term effects of all of these little choices affect everything, like
Everything.
every day,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm starting to see that a little more clearly now.
Well, and everything builds upon everything else.
Yeah.
Everything builds. And I mean, that really resonates because that's what I do. We get home from all this stuff and I'm mentally drained more than physically drained.
Mhm.
I'm mentally drained from getting the kids up and off to school in the morning, spending all day in the office, working with clients, working with lenders, doing all the things. And then at night, you know, we're bebopping from 2, 3, 4 different places, taking kids here, there, and everywhere.
Mhm.
And by the time you get home, it's 8, 8:30. Get the kids in the showers, get them fucking fed, a little bit of
Yeah.
snack, and then boom, boom, back in bed. And all of a sudden it's fucking 10 o'clock. And I'm like, fuck me, man.
Yeah. Fuck, I gotta be up in a few hours.
Right. Let's watch one episode of one singular show and then go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, what
Yeah.
else are you going to do? But it's like that intentionality. If I focus on being productive, as
Mhm.
productive as I can be, and it's okay, you miss a day, you do this, you do that. But I really appreciate how you're referencing that with intentionality. You
Yeah.
got to go out there and you got to fucking do the shit, man.
Yeah, you have to. And holding yourself accountable
Right.
is hard, but man, if you really do it,
Mhm.
it works.
It does.
Like it just works.
And you feel better.
You 100% feel better.
Yep.
You feel accomplished
Yeah.
instead of feeling like a lazy piece of shit, you
Yeah.
know, or
Well, and you know what I need? I need to find some type of app, or maybe I'll just build it, but something that like really decreases my screen time on my phone. I don't play a lot of games anymore on my phone, but it is that black hole that is social media, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's fucking Facebook, whether
Yep.
it's, you know, even LinkedIn. I like surfing LinkedIn because I'm a
Yeah.
fucking nerd.
Do
You know, I'm
you
always looking for professional connections.
the one thing that I saw that has worked for people is taking the app off your phone.
Yep.
Just delete the app. And if you want to use it from your laptop.
Right.
Just log in.
Right.
Do it for 7 days.
Yeah.
You know
That's a
what I
good
mean?
idea.
Start there.
Just
you
get
know,
rid
and
of
just see, because you don't need social media for work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
it's like,
but I do record a lot of videos and post and stuff like that.
you could still record all the videos.
It's true.
And then when you get home,
Yeah.
post them up.
Yeah.
You know, when you
It's
get
not a bad
home on
idea.
your laptop.
It's
you
not
know,
a bad idea. And
It
like
may-
you said, it doesn't mean it's not a permanent change per
Right,
se,
right.
but it could legitimately be something where, you know, do it for 7 days and see what happens.
Yeah, and maybe it'll spark something and you're
Right.
like, okay, I don't need it all the time.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
surprised I haven't looked at it from that perspective because I tell people that about the carnivore diet. They're
Yeah,
like, dude, how'd you lose fucking 80 pounds? That's crazy. You
Right.
know, are you going to the gym every day? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't go to the gym ever. I don't do anything physical ever.
right.
But I'm like, the diet absolutely worked for me. I said, try it for a month, just
Yeah.
1 month. Try it for 1 month, a very basic level.
Mhm.
Try it for a month. And if you don't feel amazing at the end of that month, then go back to eating however you were eating,
Right.
you know, and that's a perfectly reasonable way to go about things.
Yeah, and see, most people won't start it.
Right.
though. That's the biggest thing.
It's always the start.
Yeah, it's always the start.
beginning.
It's because we've been ingrained with like this is how you're supposed to do it, you know? And like I'm kind of like, I hate to use this word, but it's like deprogramming almost of like,
Yeah.
I don't have to do it that way.
Right.
You know, and when I told myself that, like, you don't have to do it that way. Like
Right.
you can do it this way. Like
Right.
what the hell? Which sounds
Great point.
which
Great
sounds
point.
weird, but it's like you say that and it's like, no, just do it that way.
Right.
Like just it's this way.
Yeah, that's interesting because
Isn't it?
again, you know, I'm in my 40s. You're approaching that in a
Yeah.
couple of years. You do get set in your ways.
For sure.
You do get set in your ways. And that's one of the things I always hated hearing as a manager or a business owner was, oh, we've always done it that way. And I'm sure you hear that all the time being
Yeah.
a manager over where you
Yeah.
are. You know, well, that's how we've always done it. Well, does that mean there isn't a better way?
Yeah.
You know, can we reframe how we approach this and look at it from a little different perspective?
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking respect the fact that it's worked for 30 years, but maybe we could get better. Maybe we could mix it up a little
We
bit.
most likely can.
Yeah.
You know, if it hasn't been touched in that amount of
Right.
time, yeah,
Right.
we can probably do things a little better.
It's crazy.
I know.
It's interesting. You know, the journey of being a fucking adult.
Yeah, and like, and just growing up, it's weird. Like
Yeah.
you think when you're 38 that you are grown up. Or
Sure.
when you're 40, you are
Sure.
grown up. But
Yep.
it's like you literally learn shit every day.
Right.
Muhammad Ali said, if a man thinks the same at 50 as he did at 20, he wasted 30 years of his life. And it's so fucking true.
Wow.
So
There's a
fucking
lot of
true.
wisdom in that.
Tons.
There's a lot of wisdom in that.
Because it's 100% true. I'm 18 years later, I'm way different now. I'm different now than I was a year ago,
Sure.
just because of intentional choices and
Mhm.
changing the way that I do things and changing the way that I want to project myself to
Yeah.
the world, you know, and the reception, and like you want to change all of those things, and like you have to know that you have the ability to change all of it.
Right.
You know?
Nobody's stuck.
No,
Nobody's stuck.
and nobody's got no the one of the things that like helped me out a lot was they said once you get to a certain point, you have to realize that nobody's coming to save you.
Ryan just said that.
Yeah,
I was talking to my boss before this, and he
like
said the same exact thing.
you just have to fucking do it.
Yep.
You know, because if not, there's nobody that's gonna come do it for you.
Right.
You know?
Burn the boats.
Yeah.
Burn
Straight
the
up.
boats.
Burn the boats.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is, you look at it from the context of being an adult, it's like, you got to realize now's the time. I have to handle it.
Yeah. Because it's not gonna get any easier. I'm 38. Age is eventually gonna be a fucking factor.
Right.
Like, gotta get on the horse and just fucking ride it.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. It's absolutely wild. So, all right, enough of the serious self-development bullshit. Let's talk for a hot second, because we are going to speed run this episode. I don't really have anything to rant and rave about. I think I'm still too tired from the 5K. I'll be back
You can
next
rant and rave about your legs on fire.
Yeah. It really hurts going up and down stairs. That's a real motherfucker. But have you seen any of the snippets from the fucking Diddy trial and the shit that they're talking about?
Dude, I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a couple of them.
I've seen some
they
of
make me
them.
uncomfortable.
Yikes, man. So I don't want to get wildly philosophical here, but this is the type of shit, in my opinion, that happens when you don't experience any challenges in your life. Like when life's just too simple and you don't, like, we have challenges every single day.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Whether it's money, whether it's dealing with kids, dealing with the wife, dealing with work, dealing with friends. It could be any number of things. Cutting down trees in your backyard, running a 5K. We're always dealing with those challenges. But you see these fucking celebrities, and I'm not calling out anybody specifically, but it's like life's pretty fucking simple for some of these people. Now, I'm sure they have different challenges on a different level and scope that we do.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, they've got people that make their life easier. That's one of the benefits of being ultra wealthy.
Yeah. And in the public eye, you know?
And so if you're never being challenged, or you're not having to work hard, or you're not grinding, trying to build your career, and let's say you've reached that pinnacle and you've got more money than you know what to do with, do they do crazy shit like these freak offs and stuff so that they can, quote unquote, feel alive again?
That's a very, very good question.
Because I mean, I'm a fucking piece of shit degenerate, right? But like, they were talking about Diddy's girlfriend, Cassie, at the moment. She was having an escort ejaculate on her fucking tits. And then Diddy's in the other room and wants her to rub that shit on his fucking nipples. And again, fact check me. Maybe I'm completely off base here, and I have succumbed to a fucking meme on the internet. Maybe that's not what actually happened or what they talked about. But
no, that's what they talked about.
But like, is that what they have to do to like reignite that spark of life? And even though it's wildly depraved and super fucked up,
or
please counterpoint. Let's hear it.
The human brain is fucked up. We can be addicted to anything.
Sure.
They're ultra wealthy. They have everything already. Once you start something and you realize that you can get away with it, you're going to do it again.
Right.
And you're going to do it again. And then it's going to get a little more. And then it's going to get a little more.
They push the envelope.
Yep. They push it just a little bit more. And now it's evolved into like, people have always been
weird.
Kind of weird. Cause like you even see, like shit back in like ancient Roman times.
Oh, sure.
Like,
yeah, of course.
Sex was always like a big thing. But man, I can't even imagine. Just imagine the shit that you've heard and imagine the shit that you haven't heard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if that's the shit that they're putting out in the trial, like just imagine like what the fuck?
Well, I was talking with somebody else about this, and it was, are they just like low key starting out, or are they going hard right at the very beginning? Like, is it going to get progressively worse?
Well, like, did you ever see the video that looked like Justin Bieber was blowing Odell Beckham Jr.?
No.
Yeah, they were all at this fucking Diddy party, and it was like Odell Beckham, Diddy, and somebody else, and it's a big fucking party. They're in like this big room, like a warehouse or a club or something, but I think it was at like Diddy's house. And this dude's like over there with a camera, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" All of a sudden, fucking Bieber pops up from the bottom of this fucking area and like kind of turns around, and it's a young fucking Justin Bieber, and it's like, oh, then you start hearing about all the shit that he
Yeah.
has kind of went through, and it's like, how the fuck? Like, is that worth all the money and fame?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
and
No, it's not.
his parents, his mom basically like sold him to the music industry
Yeah.
for money, and now he's like this fucking depressed, fucked up
Yeah.
music mogul who has more money than he knows what to do with, but probably fucking hates his life.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back to money doesn't buy happiness.
No,
You know,
see,
and in that sphere of being in fucking Hollywood with all of the craziness that goes on there, you know, I'm so glad that we are so far removed from that. The likelihood that any of my kids ever end up in Hollywood is slim to none.
yeah, for
You know,
sure.
and I could not be more thankful. Like, stay the fuck away from all of that
For
craziness.
sure.
It's wild.
So the money doesn't buy happiness things works two ways, I think, because at a certain point in your life, you can look at these celebrities and stuff who have all of this money and are depressed because they don't have anybody.
Right.
But what if you worked your way up and you have your people and you have your wife and your kids and you have all those things,
Right.
and then you become wealthy?
Sure.
Because now money is probably the only thing, even if you're not sad, like money just makes it easier.
Sure.
You
Oh,
know?
absolutely it does.
So I guess it would work both ways. It could bring happiness, but if you have a shitload of it and you don't have anybody,
Right.
if you don't have
And
anything
that's
to even spend it
and
on,
something like a
like,
white party or a freak off is the only place that you can
yeah,
feel
like
any type of
emotional connection.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like
Even though from the sounds of
'cause
it, that's fucking crazy shit, dude.
it's super fucking crazy. Like super fucking crazy. I can't even imagine, dude, like imagine the people that are involved and like all the shit going on. Like even what you just described is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
crazy.
I
I
can't
know.
I can't wrap my head around it.
It's
I
funny
can't
that it makes you speechless.
It does. And I'm like,
Because it's like,
huh?
what? And it's in front of a group of people. Like,
Yeah.
not only is that weird, but now it's in front of a group of people. Like, what the fuck?
What exactly is going on
And
here?
all of these people are okay with, like, if I did that, people would be talking.
Yeah.
People would be like, hey, Mike's a fucking weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
guess what I saw him do?
Yep.
Like, I don't know, dude. It's so weird.
I'm morbidly interested to see what continues to come out over the coming months.
Yeah,
because I feel like this trial is going to go on for a long fucking time.
So, I mean, did it start out as blackmail and then they just let it evolve to whatever it would
Yeah.
evolve to? So they just had constant blackmail.
Well, and I
It was
feel
like,
like
fuck
this is a more talked about, publicized Epstein style case.
Yeah.
You know, where like, come on, man, because now you're dealing with all these fucking celebrities and shit like that. It's so fucking weird.
It is so
It's
weird.
so
It
weird.
sounds like they were like recruiting them into the club.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Well, and you want to put your tinfoil hat on the whole like Illuminati aspect. And that's the thing. Like, you've got to go through these humiliation rituals
yeah,
where you're
yeah.
going through and wearing women's clothes if you're a guy. And,
Somebody asked, one of these fucking news guys asked LeBron, did you ever see the picture of LeBron in the maid's outfit?
Yeah.
One of them fucking news guys asked LeBron about it
really?
at an interview. Yeah. Fucking even Bron, like, I don't even think Bron looked him in the fucking eye because I think even he was kind of taken back by it. And he ended up saying, he's like, oh, that's nothing. I lost a bet. I lost a bet with a friend. That's nothing to worry about. And then went on to the next question.
Shit's not normal, man.
Bro, it's fucking weird.
Yep.
It is so weird.
It's so weird.
You got to be rich and powerful, but you got to get a wiener in the butt by Diddy.
Yeah.
But we'll give you everything.
Well, we now have our title for this week's episode.
Wiener in the Butt by Diddy.
Brought to you by your friends at Incredibly Uncensored.
The whole thing is just like, it's like mind blowing. Like, you have to put your tinfoil hat on a little bit because it's like, man, people have been talking about weird shit like this for years.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, just little bits and chunks are kind of like coming out where it's like, man,
Right.
is this really that fucking weird?
Well, and so this goes back to my my one conversation that we had on the podcast a couple months ago, talking about, can you separate the art from the artist?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the crazy thing. You know, there's a lot of people that are huge pieces of shit out there, especially with all the things that are out in the media, whether it's movies, TVs, music, what have you. You know, some of these people are real pieces of shit. Might still like their music though. Might still enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
You know, do these different things. When you see these interviews or what have yous with what I would consider well-adjusted people who, from an outsider's perspective, because we truly don't know, you know, what goes on behind closed doors is behind closed doors for a fucking reason, right? But the flip side of that is, you know, hopefully they're treating their kids well and treating their spouse well and, you know, being thankful for the fucking opportunities that they've been given. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you hear about shit like this and it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah. So, well, silver lining, I listened to Jeremy Renner podcast on Joe Rogan.
Hey, your recommendation, I listened to that as well.
And he's a great fucking dude.
Dude, sounds like an amazing human being.
I listened to that guy for the 2 or 3 hours or whatever he was on. And like at the end of it, I was like, holy shit. Like what an awesome individual. Like what a great outlook on life that dude has, you know?
Yep.
And so they're not all pieces of shit, which is good.
I hope you're correct.
I hope so too.
I hope you're correct. Truly.
Me too. Because that would really suck if they were all pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that it started with that Harvey Weinstein guy when they were talking about him raping all them girls and stuff.
Candace Owens just did a fucking interview with Weinstein, with him in jail.
Really?
I don't know if the full interview's out or if they just released a trailer. But Candace thinks he's largely innocent.
What?
I swear to God. We'll have to report back. We'll have to see if we can find it.
I gotta see it.
But Candace Owens, she's like, I'm kind of on Harvey's side with this, which blows my fucking mind.
That is fucking crazy.
And we've talked about this, like the Candace Owens shit she did with the French prime minister and all that weird fucking crazy shit. I would be hard pressed to think that she's going to jump to wild conclusions without like some real factual basis to back it up.
Yeah, especially with Harvey Weinstein.
She's not a gotcha journalist.
Right.
So like for me, I do lend a little bit of credibility to what she's saying.
For sure.
But I want to hear the interview myself. It's like, this is fucking wild, man.
Yeah. You know, it wouldn't fucking surprise me because
you know what's crazy though, before you finish that thought? Hollywood is the ones that started the whole Me Too movement. And then you come to find out everybody in Hollywood is a huge piece of shit.
Huge piece of shit. I know it.
You know, it's like you're either in the cool club or you're in the not cool club. If you're in the not cool club, we're going to call you out and we're going to hashtag the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it's the same thing with all these celebrities endorsing all these fucking climate change things and all that. Why they fucking fly jets around every goddamn day, every hour, you know, sometimes 3 times a day, getting a different spot. Yeah, and it's like, fuck all you guys. Like, and then The Rock and Oprah coming on asking us for money for Maui.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
That's pretty rich.
Yeah, there's $1 billion standing on TV right now. Why don't you guys rebuild Maui, you fucking dumbasses?
Yes.
That shit pissed me off when I saw that. I was like,
yes.
I'm like, is this Dwayne Johnson and fucking Oprah asking us for money right now?
Yeah. Can you please send your $5 to the American Red Cross by texting help Maui to 40555? It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like,
how much did the Red Cross pay you to do this?
I wish they gave me an address because I would have shit in a box and sent it to them. Like,
not to Maui.
No, not to Maui, to Oprah.
To Oprah. Yeah, that's fine.
Should just put Oprah on there and shit in a box anyway and just put it in the USPS.
I'm sure that would go over really well.
Yeah, probably a felony or something. I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
You just dog shit. We'll just send her dog shit.
I'll put it in one of the medical bags.
Yeah, just so it can't come back to us. You know, they're not going to DNA test my dog.
It's fucking Guster.
That's fine. Actually, if they want to come take the dog, that's fine. That fucking asshole ate an entire chocolate bunny out of the kids' Easter baskets today.
They're assholes, dude. Dogs, dude.
Such a dickhead.
Mine got into fucking some Easter candy and then had diarrhea everywhere outside. Kelly seen him, and she's like, "You got diarrhea because you ate the Easter candy, jackass." I'm like, haha. I'm like, you're not coming inside either.
He's at the bottom of the stairs because he knows I'm fucking hot. He knows I'm fucking hot. As soon as the door opens, he's like, "Oh fuck, somebody's here during the day. It's got to be John." And he's in the and he won't look at me. His head's in the fucking corner. I take off my fucking flip flop like a fucking Latino mom. Like, I'm gonna fucking beat you with this. And I'm like, "You ate chocolate. I hope you fucking die." I'm like, "Fucking dick." Oh, I was so mad at him.
Ain't taking your ass to the vet.
No, I'm not. I'm like, I hope you shit all over the place and Joska has to clean it up. And I'm going to sit here and fucking laugh the whole time. Fuck you.
My buddy's dog, this fucking chocolate lab, his name's Bo. He ate an entire sleeve of chocolate flavored laxatives.
Oh my God.
In the middle of the night.
Oh my
And he
God.
wakes up at fucking 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. to go to work.
Oh,
and,
I'm horrified.
Dude, yeah, he's like, as soon as I hit the steps, he's like, I step in something warm. And he's like, all the lights are off. He's like, what the fuck? So he's like, I fucking turn the light on and I look and he goes, it's fucking dog shit. And he's like, I go downstairs. He goes, it's everywhere. He's like, he couldn't just shit in one spot. He's like, it's fucking everywhere. And he goes, I'm yelling for his wife. Like, I don't even know what to do. I'm so fucking mad. He says, oh, God.
I would fucking kill
I'd be
somebody.
so pissed.
Oh my God.
So pissed.
I'd take that dog fucking 3 counties over. If you find your way home, maybe we'll let you in, but you are not coming home with me, you motherfucker.
Chocolate lax.
Oh, I was fucking, I would die.
A whole sleeve. You know that dog was so fucking uncomfortable. Like, I gotta poop and I don't know why. I gotta poop and I don't know why. Like, oh my God. Probably
Those were delicious. Why do I have to poop?
He's just running around like he's got worms, just shitting all over everything.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. All right. Well, I hate to cut it short. I said we had to speed run this episode.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all we got, man. So we'll try to get back on a normal cadence. What's my calendar look like this week? Friday? I don't know. Maybe we'll do some Saturday, Sunday.
No.
No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got a long weekend. I'm off Monday too.
Oh, yeah, it's a holiday.
Hell yeah,
right?
Baby. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, we can figure something out this weekend.
All right, that'll work then.
We'll peel out some time.
We'll peel off some time. We'll let the ladies and the kids go do something, and then we'll hang out here for a couple hours.
There you go.
I think that sounds like a perfect idea.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, for this week's episode 60 of Incredibly Uncensored, I am Johnny B. Good, joined by my man.
And I'm Mikey B.
We will see you later. To our 15s of listeners. We're picking up a few more. A little bit here, a little bit there. So, and we might have some special guests on as well. So we've got a guy from a rock band that wants to come in.
Yeah.
A local rock band, big on YouTube, doing all this shit. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we've got some sports guys.
Oh yeah.
I was on that Mitten State Sports Corner podcast, and so the boys want to come on here as well. So I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
So we might have some special guests coming up in future episodes. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.